One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back. It's the day before Christmas Eve, and you forgot to buy a gift for your Aunt Fran.
Oh, no.
Oh, poor Aunt Fran.
And you live in Portland.
And you love Aunt Fran.
And Aunt Fran loves to get stoned. Or Aunt Fran has a bad knee and she loves cannabis.
Whoa.
So you can go to Define Premium Cannabis in Hillsboro or Forest Grove and pick yourself up some edibles for Aunt Fran, or a big fat sack of herb for Aunt Fran.
I know Aunt Fran would love some topicals. Nice
Well,
lotion
maybe you
for
should
that
buy it for
arthritis.
yourself and share it with Aunt Fran.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like doing.
So,
And
yeah.
if you want to come into one of our locations, we will be having a sale on Friday. I believe it's 25% off, day before Christmas sale.
And if you tell
Wow.
them that you are a listener of No Simple Road, you will get 10% off your purchase. And your first time in, you get a free t-shirt.
Free t-shirt.
And you could make the holiday gathering just a little bit easier on yourself and Aunt
Yeah.
Fran. So go to Define Premium Cannabis in Hillsboro or Forest Grove and pick yourself up that last minute gift because you forgot to buy stuff for somebody because you were
Yeah.
already smoking weed.
I can't wait to listen to Stress Dreams out of the sloth that I got from Electric Fish
Oh
Lights.
shit. Mel fucking knocked it out of the park.
What?
Electric Fish Lights is creating one-of-a-kind, badass lighting fixtures that one could say could become a monument in your home.
Mine is
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
a monument. It is a sloth. He's on my altar.
They could also light up the room if you're having stress dreams.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little glow-in-the-dark kind of nightlight.
Yeah, they are made from IQ technology, which is interlocking quadrilaterals. That means friends and family. That is 30 interlocking pieces that can be configured into 15 different shapes, made out of upcycled vinyl. And when you put those
That's right.
together, they can basically build any shaped light that you can think of. Just go on Instagram to @electricfishlights or go to electricfishlights.com and check out what I'm talking about. They are amazing. They come with a 12-year energy-efficient, safe-to-leave-on bulb, a 12-foot cord, and a hardware kit to hang the light. And they're hooking up the No Simple Road family
they are.
with 25% off. When you put in the promo code
What?
NSR, when you check out, they're going to hook you up, and they're going to put Delaware Magic in that box.
What's Delaware Magic?
Well, Mel, let me tell you. What's so funny over there, Santa Claus?
That does the way Mel asked that. That was funny.
Oh, okay.
I'm
What
curious.
is Delaware Magic?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got off track. Delaware Magic is, I don't know. It could be a tie-dye. It could be a playing card. It could be a crystal. It could be a candle. It
That
could
sounds
be
fun.
just something magical and special extra in your
On
box.
top of my incredibly handcrafted one-of-a-kind electric fish light that plays music from its upgraded LED lighting.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
You can listen to music from your light.
Yeah, this is 2022 almost,
We just blew
guys.
your mind.
Yeah, so go to Electric Fish Light and have your mind blown.
Wait,
what?
you know what?
What?
It was Mike. I wanted to say.
Hurry up,
something.
man.
Don't have an absent of reason.
Oh, okay.
Grow together and go on over and get a new and an improved Stress Dreams street light.
Okay.
Wow,
Thanks, Apple.
that would be awesome.
And they'll give you reasons to stay.
Aww.
There it is, Electric Fish Light.
In the spirit of flounch this year,
Yes.
why not order yourself a hoodie from our wonderful sponsor,
Shop Tour Bus. That's a great idea.
Right?
Shop Tour Bus is the official sponsor of Flounch. They are.
Oh, right on.
That's dope.
And in order to truly bring out your flounch spirit, you want to be decked out in Shop Tour Bus gear. Whether it's a hat, a hoodie, a t-shirt, some stickers.
Go
I don't
over
know.
to shoptourbus.com or at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram and check out what we're talking about. This is Grateful Dead lyrics told in the manner of picture.
Yes.
I don't know how else to say
Riddle.
that.
It's like a cryptic picture.
Yeah, it's
And they have that dope new design. The Terrapin design is out right in time for Christmas.
Look at that.
Yay.
Or, there's always that one person that got you something and you didn't get them something. And then you're like, fuck, I didn't get them anything. But it's never too late.
It's never too late to get a present ever.
No.
No.
And
I got a birthday present in December.
And Mel's birthday's in October.
That's
But check
right.
it out. Here's the deal. These Shop Tour Bus t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and whatnot don't just come in a Mylar bag. They come in a beautifully hand-designed box with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside. They also have all kinds of extras. And Shop Tour Bus is hooking you up with free shipping when you put in the promo code No Simple Road. So go to shoptourbus.com or at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram and make sure you told them that we sent you by putting in that promo code so that you can get the free shipping.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
Remember, Shop Tour Bus is the official sponsor of Flounch.
No Simple Road.
So you may ask yourself, no,
How did I get here? And the days go.
Apple.
What?
I was going to say, you may ask yourself, what happened to the regular No Simple Road music? Well, the regular
that's
No
our
Simple
new-
Road music has now been 2022ified by our friends Escaper.
Oh,
Thank
Will
you,
and
guys.
these guys at
Will
Escaper. Oh my gosh.
You guys outdid yourselves. We couldn't be more stoked.
Okay, the first thing I thought about, it was very sexy, very pornish, which I love in such a good way. And it also is comforting and like funky and groovy and like settling.
When I first heard it, I said, this may sound weird, Will, but it feels the way it feels when we're talking.
Yes.
And it's cool because it starts simply and then a jam ensues by the time it's done, and then it ends leaving you wanting more. And man, that's what I hope to do.
It really does
with
leave
the
you
podcast every
wanting
time.
more.
So,
Yeah.
Will
Thank you.
Hansa and Escaper,
Thank
you
you.
guys
Guys are
the
awesome.
fucking bomb, man. Thank you so much for doing that for us. And
Thanks for leading us into, ushering out of 2021 and leading us into a new year. I'm super grateful for having just a fresh approach to what we do. I'm looking forward to the next year because I don't think it's going to be very much like 2021.
and having Escaper, as the flag on our ship, waving at the beginning of every show.
And I love
It's a good way to start.
that Escaper, and we're dealing with will. Think about that word and that, it's strong.
And we get to meet Will in the coming week at MSG.
Yes.
Hey, everybody out there, guess what? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's actually Santa over
Happy
there.
flounce.
Yeah. Well, no, you would just say right on.
Right on.
Right on. But yeah,
Oh, is that the flounce greeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Right on.
traditional food of flounce is tater
Wow.
tot, and the flounce greeting is just
No, it's
right
whatever
on.
you have.
What's the beverage?
We haven't come up with a beverage for flounce.
No, we didn't.
Come on,
All
hook
right.
it up, Apple.
All right. Well, wow.
Off top of your head, go.
Beer. No.
Ew.
Oh, no.
That was easy.
No. I mean,
Hey, yeah, Merry Christmas, and we're almost there. It's today's Thursday, and tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and a lot of you are traveling and getting where you're going, and I hope that you're doing so safely and that you're where you want to be and with who you want to be and surrounded by the people you want to be surrounded by, because I know I am right now. You guys are dope, and
thanks,
the
babe.
No Simple Road family is my
Oh,
favorite
shucks,
family.
man.
And
Look at us here.
we have an amazing gift for you guys this year.
Yeah, we do.
So we were throwing around names for our Christmas guest list. And, you have those people that you're like, I would love to talk to so-and-so, but I don't think we can make it happen. So I didn't even mention our guest. And then Apple was like, why don't we get Paul Hoffman on?
He came up, maybe a time or two.
Well,
But
when Paul
Apple's-
says it, say Aaron's been persistent in hitting
Yeah.
him up,
Yeah.
and then we just kind of shelved it, and I was like, well, why not Paul?
So I redoubled my efforts on bugging Paul and pestering Paul. And it actually worked out for all of us. Now, Paul Hoffman from Greensky Bluegrass is our Christmas gift to all of you.
And
Thank
to
you
us.
for
And to us, yeah.
taking time out of your busy schedule, Paul, and hanging out with us for an hour and just talking real talk. It was really great. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for being our Christmas present. And
thanks for ushering us back into live music in 2021,
Yes.
man. I mean, I know we
Yes.
went over this in the interview, but Yonder Mountain and Greensky Bluegrass were our first shows back from quarantine in 2021. And this year for us was filled with Greensky.
Yeah. Well, you said it was
The
before we
tail
got
end
the
of last
horny. You were
year.
like, I just have a feeling, because none of us had ever seen Greensky live. We all liked him, and Aaron was like, I have a feeling we should go all out on Greensky any chance we get to see him.
So we ended up seeing what? How many? One, two.
We saw
three,
2
four.
up at Red Rocks. We saw him out there. We saw him at Crystal Ballroom.
So what, five
Four
shows?
shows.
Yeah, this year. And every show was fucking barn burner amazing. And there is no show like a Greensky show. And that Red Rocks Greensky with Holly Bowling will go down in history as one of the greatest concerts I've ever seen, ever.
When I look back, I mean, I know you say that a lot for different things, which is sometimes at the time it's true. But the more that I think back on that concert, the more I felt like it was one of the best times of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Being there with Nate and Megan and
yes.
The whole experience.
Yes, the whole experience. It was really life altering. And maybe it would have even been with, somebody else too, because that place is magical. But at the same time, because they had ushered us in at Hornings, and then we traveled for our very first time at Red Rocks to see them. And, you'll hear in the interview, for them, it was a different kind of feeling playing, that last show. And it was just, for us, it was very special in 2020. It's something that helped us get through. It was something to look forward to. It was something that, an avenue where we went around with like Nate and Megan. We got together with the No Simple Road family is what I mean.
Yeah.
We had reasons to kind of like do what we were all halted from doing when we were, come like the end of 2019. And it was like hopeful music, and it was also haunting and chilling music. And we talk about that a little bit too. Like it was just, if they could have conveyed the feeling of 2020 and 2021 of both, they did it.
Like, they did.
Paul's voice, the how he pulls out from into the void and just blasts with his sound is just, it's chilling.
Yeah. And man, today and yesterday, if you follow Paul on Instagram, he's made a couple of posts, and I just want to say from all of us, Paul, that we love you, man.
Yeah.
And I hope listening back to this, if you listen, you get a little smile on your face and a little joy in your heart, brother. And I'm glad you're home with your family right now and hanging out around the Christmas tree.
I hope that we all could be so fortunate to where people can tell us how much their work or their craft means to them, not as a pressure, but just as a gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank you. No matter, what you do with that information or not, I just want you to know, thank you for, like, personally for getting us through and for helping us establish new bonds with our family out there. I mean, I had that incredible interaction with that teacher, and it was just so many things that in the last year, their music was theme music for us. Yeah. And it was such a comfort. And it wasn't just Paul, it's all the guys. Yep. Every single one of them makes Greensky Bluegrass so worth the trip.
So that's why they, and especially Paul, because he's our guest, but that's why this was our Christmas gift to you guys this year. So I really hope you enjoy this conversation we had with Paul. We're going to get you to the interview here in just a second. And remember, hang out with us after the conversation for regular old No Simple Road with the three of us just
regular
chilling,
old?
doing our thing.
I think it's...
Well, new and improved. How about that?
Pumped up, hyped
it is
up.
Christmas week, so
it's
a little
Christmas.
special.
A little thoughtful,
little
Christmas
cheer,
special
little joy.
So let's do the business and get them to Paul. How about that?
Yeah.
The business?
Yeah.
Business.
Follow us on all the social media platforms at No Simple Road. Go to www.nosimpleroad.com and make sure to sign up for the newsletter. I am going to have something special coming for you guys that are part of the newsletter here in the new year. Our outfitter is Eno, Eagle's Nest Outfitter. They outfit the No Simple Road camps at festivals, and we have something really special coming for you guys. I can't tell you yet what it is, but just know that you should sign up for the newsletter because I'm going to have a little post-Christmas New Year gift for you in there, and you are going to want to
I'm excited. I don't even know.
I didn't tell you yet,
this
did I?
is the first I heard of it.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. Dude.
All right.
Yeah,
wow.
So do that. And also, end of the year has some added expense for No Simple Road, and our coffers are a little low, and we need your help. So please I'm asking you, if you have a little extra Christmas cash laying around, you can do a PayPal one-time gift at nosimpleroad@gmail.com on PayPal. But if you want to sign up monthly, it's through the Patreon, patreon.com/nosimpleroad. That's how we pay for the show. End of the year, we got to pay for the taxes for the business and all the expenses that come along with running a show like this. And if we want to keep bringing you guys guests like Paul, then we need your help. So yeah, Patreon.
Gas in the tank.
.com/nosimpleroad. Also, you can call into the Tepid line at 971-808-1524. Mel, what is that number?
971-808-1524.
Yeah, it's a Google Voice line. So you
That's
can
right,
leave a 3-minute message or 9 3-minute messages or 3 3-minute messages. It's up to you. I don't care. Whatever you want. Go on there and tell us what you're grateful for at the end of the year and what you're looking
They're
for.
so
in the new
fun
year.
to listen to. It is so fun because if anybody is familiar with these, you get a transcript.
No, those are equally as fun.
Of the voicemail, which we always read first, which are just hilarious because it always gets it wrong, kind of like voice texting. And then we get to listen to it back and hear your wonderful voice.
Pretty amazing. And if you want to do something for us that doesn't cost any money, please go on Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review, not a 1-star review, a 5-star review. I would appreciate that.
Well,
Nice.
you know what? I'm grateful for the 1-star. I was thinking about this today. We got our first 1-star review.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's legitimate to that person.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
They're
And-
entitled to their opinion
And then
for real.
it made me proud that we don't make everybody happy. That's a good thing.
Who told us that if we aren't getting negative reviews, we're doing it
That you're
wrong?
doing. I heard that many times.
It's not that
That's
I
a
want
show
that.
business thing.
I
No.
don't want that, but it's like that person still was listening.
Yeah, true.
They're listening to.
and if you're listening again to us, or reach out to us. One star. It kind of hurts, but we're open to discussion.
It didn't. I didn't feel it that way this time.
No, it didn't. It didn't piss me off or
I
make
was like,
me
that's
sad.
that's an opinion that
Totally.
somebody has. Aaron, you shared your opinion.
Yeah, I'm allowed and you're allowed
Exactly.
too. So, but
exactly.
point is, if you want to do something nice,
Yeah, nice.
for No Simple Road, you can leave us a 5-star on Apple Podcasts. Go on there. We need one for Christmas time. A little,
Yeah.
hey, we love No Simple Road. You guys are awesome, or whatever you want to say. And then on with your day. And
We're
you
not
can
going to read that. We're
Wow,
not
Mel,
gonna,
what was
sorry,
that?
I yawned into.
into
We're
the
not
mic.
going to read that review.
No, we're not. We're going to move on with the show.
Okay.
And so that's Apple Podcasts and the review thing and all the wonderful things. And remember that No Simple Road is part of Osiris Media. And there's a whole
Woohoo.
bunch of podcasts on there that you could be listening to because you
Shout
probably
out
are
RJB.
into a lot of the same things that those podcasts do their shows about. So yeah. Ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Hey, oh yeah. Last thing. Don't forget to hang out after the interview. All right. Here we go. Without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Paul Hoffman.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thanks for agreeing to do it at all. And you didn't even know what you were getting into. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Especially on a evening.
Yeah, man. I'm Aaron, by the way. I'm the one that's been bugging you for the past 4 months.
Yeah, he's our conductor.
And this is Mel. Aaron and I are married, and then we have.
And then I'm Apple. I'm best friend since we were 12 doing this shit together, man.
Great. Awesome, man. That's a long time.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, I'm 52. He just turned 50 a week ago or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your night?
Congrats.
How's your night going, Paul?
Pretty good.
You
Pretty good.
home with the family a little bit?
Home with big day of chores, man. Big day of chores.
Okay.
Those are good. Those are good days, man. Especially when you haven't been home.
I got a lot of pre-cold weather projects done outside. 2 big projects.
Where
And,
are you?
I'm in Denver.
Oh, okay.
It was 60 plus, 65 today, and then in 90 minutes it drops 40 degrees.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
guess I timed it good.
We're in Portland and we have the same thing. Like you'll have a tornado and then it'll be 100 degrees and then it'll hail. It's the same.
Yeah.
So Paul, man, like I told you in the email, 2021 for us has been the year of Greensky.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ushered us back into live music. And at the pick.
Thank you.
Yeah. At the picking party.
Came out to the Northwest String Summit thing.
Yeah. And I am just blown away by you guys. We traveled to Red Rocks to see you, and
what? Wow.
What?
Yeah. That was just,
Red Rocks was a religious experience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think anything there, but because of, I was just reading about Monument, and that song specifically, such a powerful song for us to hear at the, like he said, ushering us in back to live music and everything. And that it was some kind of experience, whatever, religious, spiritual, whatever you want to, an experience, but it was something that coming back from something that we all were collectively feeling. So to hear those lyrics, and then specifically you, Paul, like your voice like pierces through this kind of like invisible veil that really gets to the heart of like the person, you know? And so I was so grateful to be able to see as a first show, and then going to Red Rocks and experiencing that, and so excited that I'm new at what you guys like. We get to like now experience all of your upcoming stuff and go back and research, and like just from a fan perspective, thank you. And I just appreciate everything that you all are doing. All of you, just fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. I want to share a little tidbit for you, because this just has to come up during this. When we were at Red Rocks, and this goes to something Melanie said. I wanted to tell this, if you don't mind. We were having a great time with family and friends and everything, and in the middle of one of your jams, she looks at all of us and with the most exuberant voice, like yells at us. She goes, "Paul is slaying that little instrument. He is slaying that." And it's a thing that's stuck. We just constantly joke about, but it is. I mean, to watch you playing that thing, and especially Sunday night, that Sunday night closer with you up there with everybody in Red Rocks, and having Holly join you too.
Oh
just, I mean,
goosebumps
right now just thinking about it again.
You know, Paul, I wanted to ask you too, like from the fans' perspective. Like I said, we've seen you a bunch of times this year, and you guys are fucking amazing on your own. But then you add Holly to the mix, and it becomes something else for us. And I'm wondering if for you guys on stage, is it that same experience? Is it elevating the whole thing for you too?
Yeah, most definitely. We just did a run of shows with her, 10 shows over 2 weekends. And it was incredible. It's unlike anything we've ever done as a band before. You know, like we've worked with producers for like a record or something, often friends of ours. So in that sense, we sort of bring another musical mind into the game. But she's unlike anyone I've ever played music with. She's so freaking talented. And also, to beyond her talent, just seemingly really aligned with how we like to make music. And it's a real natural fit. It was just really incredible. I felt like it was, all the sets with her were fantastic. And then all the sets without her were also fantastic, because it elevated us. It was really educational. And like, there was so much with playing 2 sets a night and then playing the whole second set with her. It felt like every night the first set had to really, we had to really like say who we were in half as much time. You know, like I'm grateful that we're this 2-set band that gets like all this. We get a lot of time to say our piece.
Right.
You know, like pop bands that go out and they do like a 90-minute polished set that's constructed and they play the same set every night or something. That's how they get their point across. We have a lot of leeway with how long we play. You know, we can throw something out there that might totally flop, and we still have a lot of other somethings to come to redeem us with, you know?
Yeah.
But with having her play the whole second set, it would be like writing the first sets. I'd be like, okay, we got to really bang this hard.
Yeah.
Right.
And knowing that we were going to hit it even harder with her too. So I just meant for it led to this escalation of music, man. It was really, really fun. The weekend after she left the tour, we went home and played in Kalamazoo. We hadn't played there in 2 years. And I kept thinking to myself, it's going to be relaxing to be on stage and not have to be winging the arrangements.
Right.
It was the way I really had to be on our toes every night. We couldn't rehearse everything with her either. So a lot of it was done on the fly or done via conversation and not rehearsal. And then I thought I'd be relieved to just be the five of us and not have to be so on my toes. But I found myself being like, oh man, I wish Holly was about to take the lead in this jam right now.
Wow.
Maybe you found
it was fun.
a piece that really needs
fun.
to be put in there once in a while. You never know. You know?
Yeah. I'm pretty grateful to be able to play music with her and would happily do it as often as possible. She was just in Denver last night and I'm sad I didn't get to go hang out with her, but
you know, watching the dynamic between you and her, specifically, I'm thinking of the set at Red Rocks. You could physically see the energy going between you guys, and like watching you play, I could see it lifting you off the floor, like literally lifting you off the floor. And from a fan's perspective, like that's the thing that we're hoping for at shows. You know what I mean? Like we're hoping for those moments that lift us up off the floor. But I will say this too, man, you know, you mentioned like falling on your face out there. We like those moments too. 'Cause that means you're fucking going for it, right? If you're going to eat shit on stage, you better be going for it when you do it. And that, I dig that. Like I'm with you 100% when that happens.
Yeah, man. I always said to kind of tell myself personal mantra, like if you really want to like push the line, you have to be willing to cross it to know where it is, you know? I went to see Bela Fleck last night in Denver. That's the first time I've gone to a show. And, you know, as you said, a long time, you know, even at festivals and stuff that we've been playing, we haven't been doing that. We're trying to use the utmost caution, too much excessive caution, just to try and keep the tour on the road or whatnot. It all kind of restarted again at that Portland show too. We were like free and nilly and things were back to normal. And then suddenly that was the weekend that it became the road to Red Rocks. So it's interesting that you were at both sides of that.
Yeah.
You mentioned the release. It was that like Portland's when we found out we had to start being really careful again in order to preserve our Red Rocks show. So when we made it to the Red Rocks show, it was like,
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I guess I forget what point I was making. I went and saw Bela Fleck and My Bluegrass Heart, which is like the Telluride house band, who I've had the privilege of seeing for a lot of years for the one gig they play per year, because we get to play Telluride every year. But I couldn't miss this show because they like, those guys haven't been on a bus like that together, or even some of them individually like that, just in so long. Right. COVID aside, you know, no disrespect. They're geezers now. Legends, you know. But I was watching this. I went by myself, and I can't remember last time I went to a concert by myself. Like, there's a social function surrounds it with our scene and with me is for music too. If I'm going to a show, I'm usually getting 4 tickets and finding some friends to go with, and we're making a thing of it. I went by myself, and like that music that Bela wrote for that record is complicated. It's like chamber music, and it's like to watch all those guys up there, like on the front edge of their. You're about to raise your hand. What? Oh, it's telling me some auto thing because of my hand gesture. To watch. I was just making my point too, and I was like, "Am I to lose connection?" No. To watch all those guys on like the front of their ability or something, like they're all like really focused, playing complicated music, and like there were a couple mistakes, but to see that was like really inspiring for me. You know, I've seen Sam Bush play Sam Bush music so many times, like. He's not even thinking anymore. He's just up there like a conduit for his craft. But those guys were up there with their brains in the game. Even Bela, who wrote it, I was close enough to like see all these face contortions when he was like playing these really hard things. And I'm like, wow, just like watching people challenge themselves, as you say, like the lack of fear to maybe fail, to play something so hard and to go for it so big that, you know, it might not work out.
Well, I mean, it's like that with, I think about like the X Games, or like skateboarding. You know, those guys aren't going small when they're on those big ass ramps and dropping in on that shit. They're going for it. It's balls out all the way. And I think that's the thing that attracted me early on to the Grateful Dead and to Fish and to all, you know, the music that we all love. And seeing it happen in real time, you know, there's nothing like that. And I wonder with you guys too, man, like, I think I feel like Greensky is a genre unto itself. Of course, you're a bluegrass band, but it's definitely a unique thing. And obviously there's evolution and everything, but I'm just curious with you guys, like sitting down to start the band, was it just to start a traditional bluegrass band and this is what happened over the evolution, or was there intention in how you guys are now?
Both, I think, sort of. I don't think we ever wanted to be a traditional band, but like when we started playing, we were learning bluegrass and we wanted to play bluegrass and we were honoring it. And we were pretty content and entertained by playing a lot of straight ahead bluegrass. And then pretty quickly it got to this point where we were like, we sort of became a jam band, a bluegrass jam band out of like necessity or like to cut the fat somehow. Like we'd play 2 bluegrass songs like Pig in a Pen and Hit Parade back to back. It's the same damn song. Like those are all the same songs. And I was like, what if we just take solos that are twice as long, but we only play one of those songs so that we don't have to be like, because for us, like the mixing up the set list, I think really early on, it became clear that like we were going to play these different types of like rhythmic feels or something. We play straight ahead bluegrass and then play this back chop funky thing. Like some of those textures that exist in the Greensky world that is like, in my mind, there's like a couple different variations of like how we could sound, very like rock and roll forward or back chop funky or straight ahead bluegrass, all those different little things. And we'd mix those up on the set list. So it was like hard to play a couple bluegrass songs in a row because it just felt redundant.
Right.
So to replace that, we just do redundant 10-minute jams. But like, I don't think, and then I guess from there, our original music, just like we became better and better at expressing ourselves with our instruments in a way that was more about us and not about bluegrass, I guess. And we're challenged by like, what else can we do with these instruments? Like, what else can my mandolin accomplish? And
well, then you bring in the healthy dose that we love of like psychedelia mixed into it too. I mean, so some of those solos and stuff, I mean, it gets heavy and dark and scary, but fun. And it's like, holy shit. It like take you guys, I mean, we listen to all the bluegrass, but you guys, we've all said, take us to a different place, like deep in the swamps of like the mountains and the Ozarks or something. It has that grittiness to it.
I like that you think it's scary. I want it to be scary.
It is scary. Absolutely.
Like, I'm not sure if that comes from like Weird Fish or like too much Pink Floyd. I had a pretty quintessential first viewing of The Wall that was like also like one of the worst overindulgent nights of my life. You know what I'm saying? Bad trip.
I hear you.
And I don't know why I chose to watch The Wall. I was all huddled up in my friend's sister's basement, hiding from whoever I thought was coming to get me. Like I was having weird paranoid delusions, and I watched The Wall. And
wow.
Yeah, like Pink Floyd's pretty big for me. And it's like some of that shit's scary.
Fuck
like
yeah.
Like listening to the final cut while I'm cruising around in my high school car. Like that is not,
that's some depressing, dark shit.
It's heavy shit.
For a 16-year-old to be like bumping. Oh man, I said sick lunch break, listening to Gunner's Dream and like twice. Got some Arby's.
I smoked another fatty and contemplated my existence. Yes. Me too, man. 100%. I think that's like the reason I went on tour with the Dead. Like that, like I walked into my first show not knowing the Dead. I got like, hey man, come see this band with us and we'll puddle you in the lot kind of thing. And it was the fucking most terrifying experience I ever had in my life. And I was like, I want to do that again. Like all the time.
I'm in.
Yeah. And you guys do have that element. And
It's definitely your voice too. Your voice, what I was saying earlier, because it comes out of nowhere. But then it sounds like your best friend, but kind of contorted and convoluted, but also very hopeful. And it's all at the same time. And the best way, like the best descriptive that I found is like haunting. But haunting doesn't always mean like bad. Like you can be haunted by like somebody that you used to love. And so it brings up these memories, but maybe it's, like I said, kind of twisted and a little bit weird. But what it really does is it grips you and it makes you listen.
Yes.
And that's like, as your daughter, oh my gosh, I bet she listens to you like that.
He's like, no.
Or maybe it's not her kryptonite or something, you know?
She says, no, Dada. Very well. Well, thank you for the compliment. I to myself imagine it or like conceive it like working that way. Like somehow the psychedelic eeriness and just the energy that creates like a safe place for the participant, for all of us, myself included. And then like mix in some pretty like heavy emotional content lyrically or something like, and hopefully honest, like lyrical content, like whether or not it's like real deep or not, it's just honest. Some of it's for fun and stupid, like the song Before, it's just dumb, but it's fun. And then some of it's like really heavy, like Leap Year or something like that. And it's like that psychedelic space, like it creates a safe place to confront some of those feelings.
Yeah.
For me, what I hope for fans, like you find yourself sort of like indulging in a really great time, but then thinking about some lyrical content that's like, wow, that's like heavy and deep and dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the mix of those two things can help. I mean, I just say hopefully it can help. I really just want the music to be enjoyable and good or whatever. I'm not trying to achieve some higher like psychotherapy for my fans or something like that. But I imagine that those two things combined for, I don't know.
Well, you create the space for it, certainly. You know, like maybe that's not your intention to have like this, you know, backwards kind of like psychedelic, you know, imprint or anything. But because your voice is powerful and because the music is gritty and kind of like, I mean, you guys, I don't know how to describe what you guys do. It's something special.
I know we mentioned it too. Something you guys do is what we all look for when we go to a show. We've all been to hundreds of shows. You want to be transported somewhere else.
Yes.
You don't want to be, I don't want to be at the Crystal Ballroom watching you play. I mean, that's where we're at. And of course I want to go there and see you, but you leave there, you transport to like Greensky Bluegrass land.
Yeah. And if that space isn't safe, you're not doing that. And I really do like hearing you say that, Paul, is really cool, man, because 100% that is the feeling that as fans that we have, is that safe space to, I know at a Greensky show, I can go out and it's okay. And I got my family with me and you guys are taking care of me and everything's going to be cool.
And we know what kind of family is going to be there.
It might be weird, might get dark, but hey, it's cool. And I, you know, even like at Red Rocks, I knew it was going to be special. It was our first time ever at Red Rocks. I've been going to shows for 30 years. I don't know why I've never been to Red Rocks before. I've never been. That was my first time. I knew it was going to be awesome. And
what is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
You guys, man, the songs that you did from Stress Dreams there, you talk about heavy lyrical content. It was monumental. to not be cheesy, but it was monumental. And I'm really curious, man, like the name of the album really, I think, says it all, but I'm going to ask the dumb question anyway. Like, is this music that is born out of lockdown and the pandemic only, or is this stuff that was written prior?
Both. Not only, so I guess not both. Some of the material existed before, and a lot of it reshaped. Like for myself, a couple songs. The way I write is whatever amount of an idea I come up with, I capture usually with a recording, and sometimes it's just like a verse and a chorus. And then often, because we're so busy, finishing is like an editorial process for me that's different. Like I find inspiration and direction out of wherever. But there were like a couple, we were supposed to work on the record, and we needed to finish songs. So some songs were written purely in that time. But then a couple that I had sort of come up with before I finished, with like contextual, I'd be sitting here thinking about, I'd be like, what about that one idea? And then I'd revisit it, and I would find some relevance to my current situation, like last summer, sitting in my house every day. So as you asked, some of the songs that were written like before the COVID lockdown, loss of gigs time period of my life happened, changed and redeveloped around that. And then we recorded it all during that time too. We were planning to anyway, but it changed because the record became the only thing we had to do. And we spent a lot more time on it than we probably would have. And we just experimented a lot, more than we ever have, because we had so much damn time. And we were so just like relieved to be together making music. There was like this, the whole time I still think about like how it was like a symbol of hope. We were pretty frustrated and discouraged, and it was a lot of like, what's going to happen? We have no idea. But the idea that we would somehow be making a new record like showed a sign of faith that there would still be people to listen to our band. We would still go out and play the record. We didn't know when or where, or how or why, but we were like, well, make music. That's what we do. So
yeah.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop creating.
Paul, this may seem like a dumb question, but I know that in the midst of all that shit that we all went through, and in a lot of ways we're still in it, I'm so fucking grateful that live music is back. But in the midst of all that shit, I think besides the frustration and the uncertainty, there was like a certain level of fear involved. I'm not talking about like fear of getting sick. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like fear of, at one point I was like, I don't know if live music's ever coming back. I don't know if we're ever going to get to do the thing that we love ever again. Did you go through any of that?
I think for me, the fear was more about people's desires changing. I always thought live music was good. I was never scared that live music wouldn't come back realistically. I was more scared that we might not want to do it anymore, or people might not want to go do it anymore. Or so much of what we developed over the 20 years or 15 years we were touring was like a snowball rolling down a hill, like just like momentum and inertia and like catching ourselves, like we're running downhill, like quick, avoid that rock, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly we stopped, and it was like, it changed the perspective of everything for me. Like the value of being away from my family. Like there were times I just like loved being home, and I have a young daughter, and I was like, maybe I don't want to go out there and do it like that anymore. At the same time, I was like, God, I miss being out there doing it like that. But I was having these thoughts in my head of like, what do I want? Do I need to reassess what I've chosen for my life? And those things scared me the most.
Dude. Yeah. I so relate to that.
And like I was away from my bandmates for longer than I ever had been. It's like when you grow up with your family you have to get along with your brother because you live with him.
Mhm.
And then you become 18 and you leave your house or whatever age you leave. And then you realize, like, you don't have to be friends with your brother if he's an asshole. you can choose to be friends with other people who are nice to you, and you can call those people your brothers.
Like that.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
So
Paul.
suddenly I was like away from my bandmates, and I was like, wow, what if I don't want to be friends with those assholes anymore?
Oh shit.
I'm glad you are. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm joking sort of too, but you know,
No, man.
those kind of thoughts were the most scary
Yeah.
for me. I knew that the industry would recover. I mean, and that's still struggling, to be clear, but
Yes.
We will get there. That piece is we're gonna be okay. I think so, man. But I relate with what you're saying 1,000%. Like,
And there was some damage done.
yeah, you know, there was a lot of stock taken. We were going 1,000 miles an hour, the three of us. Like, we were at every fucking festival and just partying really hard and going. And
Mhm.
and then everything stopped, and it was like all of my clothes in the closet didn't make sense anymore. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? You know, there's nobody here in the house to show that I like Greensky Bluegrass. Why am I going to wear my Greensky Bluegrass shirt? You know, what does it matter? And stopping to take stock of literally everything. And like you said, doing what you're passionate about, and you're running downhill after it. Same with us. We're doing what we're passionate about, and it's just happening. And then it's like, oh, fuck. We do a music podcast, and music is not happening right now. What do we do?
the podcast existed before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've been going 5
Yeah.
years.
I'm sorry I didn't do a bunch of research into your
It's
No, you
no,
know,
no.
Paul, it's cool that way, because this is exactly how we like it. We're just random people. We just happen to talk to some really incredibly talented guests and are able to, through our medium, share how awesome the people we think are great to, you know, a little bit deeper. So we love your album, but who are you and
Yeah.
what kind of happened during the pandemic? Or you talked about your daughter, blah, blah, blah. It gives us that much more insight to that beautiful song, or that much more
It makes the
excitement
experience-
about the ticket that you get to go see you next week. And it gives people maybe who never would have heard about you an opportunity to hear about you because they like the interview.
And it also deepens the experience of going to see the music after you get to know the people that are playing it a little bit, because now you're rooting for your friend Paul. You know what I mean? And it's like, fucking go,
Or
man.
what's this song they keep talking
Yeah.
about? Monument. Let me hear that song. We've had so many people talk about, wow, you've turned us on to this, that, and the other. That's like kind of my proudest moment, is when we actually get to talk to these amazing artists, and then an entire new subset of people are going to
Check
check
it out.
them out.
And then our fete is also getting turned on. We've been doing this long enough that a lot of local, but not just local, all over the country are reaching out to us now. Like, we've listened to you for years. Would you let us come on your show? And it's like, there's nothing we love
Fuck
more
yeah.
than promoting new bands and new music and learning about new music.
But
Awesome.
yeah, but the point was, like, you know, having everything just stop like that, man, and like having to reevaluate everything. It did do some damage, I think, in a lot of ways, because when you're just running down the hill, you don't have time to stop and think. You don't have time to assess. And like you said, I sure hope I still want to be friends with these guys when this is done. And I think as a, like, if you take the whole jam band community as a thing and whatever that is, going back to shows, I know that, like, when we went to the Pickin' Party, it was our first show back, and we're all super excited to go and get there. And like, the first day was a little odd. It was weird.
We were
man. It was-
socially awkward.
Didn't know
like,
how to fucking
like,
feel.
I don't know what to do with my hands. This is weird. I'm become a hermit. Mel said it about a year, and she's like, I'm getting to be fine with not going to shows, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a feeling I was talking about.
I recognize that, because I felt like we're fine. We nothing's happened to us. We're not dead. We're not listening to live music, and we're fine. But I, for real, didn't realize that my attitude just wasn't as elevated. I just wasn't as optimistic. I was, but like, you know, if there's percentages, it definitely was degrading. And I'll tell you what really did it was having Burl over.
Oh shit, yeah.
Having Benny Burl Galloway over here and talking to him and seeing his excitement about everything that was going on, about going to the spot and picking out the spot and then seeing nothing and setting up the stage and cooking, and his excitement of getting it back is really kind of like what kind of pulled me out of that funk of like what he's talking about, like damage if done, you know, like this, the fear that took over, or the social anxiety or awkwardness or whatever, our desires changing. I don't know why it was he's got such a
Burl's
big energy.
A badass, that's
but yeah, he was just so optimistic and it was amazing.
How did you guys meet, Burl?
Anders, our dobro player, was in a band with Burl when we met Anders.
Oh really?
Yeah, we played shows with them. I think we shared a booking agent at the time, or our booking agent in Colorado was familiar with them because they were a Colorado band.
Right.
I don't know I don't think, maybe they were booked by the same agent, but yeah, we played a couple shows with them. And
the rest is history.
Did the song thing with Burl, started playing some Burl tunes. Then Burl didn't want to continue with that project, or that project couldn't carry on, and Anders solicited us to join our band, and that's how we had met him. So,
oh
wow,
Burl comes as kind of Anders, you know, stepfather from the past or something.
That's cool.
Right sense. On.
I had a Burl experience too. In May, I played some shows or went to a show and sat around in a cabin and heard Burl pick, and it was like hit my soul in a hard way.
Right.
And like got some grief from my wife from staying out real late and getting real lit. And I was like, something was just happening to me in that cabin. I was just quietly sitting there watching Burl play, and just getting like you said, he was like pulling, it was like making me realize I had been listening to music and watching stuff at home and making music, but like something to what happens when you go see live music, where you allow yourself to forget about your responsibilities.
Yes.
And like you add some value to the moment for yourself, to like to just enjoy the moment has value. And if you're at a concert that's long, it's going to be 3 hours of moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was really hard to do without live music throughout the pandemic, you know, like at home with nothing to do.
Mm-mm.
Somehow there was so much to do, all those things you had never done, all those chores that were neglected, and you couldn't not trim the flowers in the front yard because you look at them every damn day. They were fine years prior when I was gone for 2 weeks at a time and no one was trimming them. I wasn't here to look at them and worry about it, but somehow with nothing to do, there was no time to do anything.
Yeah.
And music, any kind of entertainment, art, whatever, conversation with friends like this, it just kind of allows you to prioritize the moment over your chores or tasks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let go.
That's the key right there, is I think in the letting go, man, because you know, even in the best of times when things are going great and there's no pandemic and everything is cool, we carry a lot of shit with us, man. We have a lot of, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of demons running around in this head, and there's a lot of things that happen
and expectations
and all of it. And those moments of being able to connect and like in that connection, let go and be free. That's where the fucking steam lets out of the pressure cooker, man. Otherwise that pot's going to blow.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Yeah. 100%. So we're looking at the release of Stress Dreams when?
January 18th, I think it is. 18th or 22nd, one of those dates.
All right.
Somewhere in that window. I think it's 22nd, maybe. Whatever the Friday is.
Okay.
So in this weird space that we're in right now, I mean, typically you release an album and you go do a big tour and, you know, that's the thing. How is it different now for you? Or is it?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not actually, because we have a gigantic tour booked. Stuff to see what that's going to look like. You know, we've been successful so far by being really careful and just ultimately like really quarantined. Spending a lot of time together as just a band. You know, as I mentioned, do I still want to be friends with those assholes? You know, this run with Holly, like we're not doing anything. We're not going to dinner. We're not seeing people, and we're not hanging out. So like after the show, it's just like the 5 of us in the bus, our crew, like working to tear everything down with the local crew. But like then we're trying to stay away from the local crew just to minimize exposure and whatnot. And you know, wearing masks around the local crew. So we go to the bus and it's our sanctuary, take our masks off and eat cereal and shit. But it's just like every night it would just be the 5 of us in there. And we were like, this is weird.
This kind of sucks.
Like it hasn't been like that in a long time because we've been at it a while. We all have a lot of friends out there, and a lot of those friends are mutual. So we run off and do stuff and socialize and yada, yada. But, yeah, we have a whole tour booked, like more than we've played in a really long time. New Year's through like mid-March.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Congratulations, guys.
I saw New Year's you're playing with Sam Bush. And
yep, we got Sam coming up. We just did a show with Sam in Nashville too. Love that we're going to do that. That's awesome.
That's a hell of a New Year's. If we weren't going to be at Madison Square Garden, I can see you.
You'll have fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've never been to New York City. That was my 50th birthday present from her.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Paul, this is going to be our Christmas episode for the show, and so I just wanted to ask you. You said you have a little daughter.
Oh, the weather outside.
Yeah. That's not what I was going to ask, but dang, you're on it. You're on it. How do you celebrate Christmas, especially with a little baby girl?
Well, that's an evolving process. This year we're driving to Iowa, where my wife's family lives. They were going to fly here, but we decided to drive there. It's funny because all the gifts have been shipped here already, so I'm just going to tote them in my van to Iowa. I'll open them there and then tote them home. Yeah, we do the family thing. It's really been rotating a lot with the different families, and so we don't have a set tradition of sorts, but
yeah, just the typical Christmas thing.
Yeah, just family and kind of non-secular.
Right on.
You know,
Perfect celebration.
Santa Claus or Jesus Christ kind of thing. But
kind of both.
I live with Santa year round, dude. So.
Yeah. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, baby. I went real big last year with Christmas lights on my house.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything to do, you know, like on a ladder, like scary style. But I'm not even putting them up this year. I installed all the hooks and then labeled them when I took them down so that I'm not normally like that.
Well, I was going to say, dude, are you that guy?
No, not normally. But the funny part is the follow through is I'm not putting them up this year.
It is. Obviously
we're going to mostly be gone, but the hooks are still there and they're still labeled. So if next year we have a bunch of time off, I'll put them up.
They're ready to go.
Right on.
I don't know if you'll be able to answer this or not, but because I haven't seen the lineup. Are you guys going to be at Summit?
I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay.
I'm not able to close any information.
I didn't. I couldn't remember if like there was old lineup left.
Babe, he said no.
No, I know.
You know, I don't remember if there's old lineup left either. If there is a string summit, I would bet it's a pretty sure bet that we're going to be there.
Okay.
But I can't remember what that means exactly.
Right on. We had the fortune, like 2 years in. Yeah, 2 years into doing this, I reached out to Sky and was like, hey, we have this podcast, and I would love to be the official podcast of Northwest String Summit. And amazingly, he hit me back and was like, yeah, let's talk. And just like that, we became that. And man, that festival is something special. That place is hollow ground, man.
And Sky and that whole team are something special.
Yeah.
It's a great place. I saw Adam from yonder today in my backyard, actually. His wife's son is my neighbor. So I was, as I mentioned, doing all those winter chores in my yard, and Adam walked up. So him and I chatted for a while in the driveway today. It was nice.
All right, man. Well, Paul, I want to say thanks, man, for filling our hearts up this year, brother.
Yeah.
It was sorely fucking needed, and you guys were the ones that came and did the job, and just tons of gratitude to you guys, man.
And technically finishing out the year. This is our Christmas episode, so you started it and ended it, and that's a pretty good bookend in a kind of creepy, weird, haunting,
ethereal, spooky.
Let's go have some more years. Maybe 2022 will be a little more social.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps saying more normal, but let's just call it more social and see what that.
I'm down with that, Paul. I'll freaking sign that petition.
One last thing I wanted to throw in, I was going to say earlier, just take a second, because when we were at Red Rocks on Sunday night, I don't know if you knew this happened or anything, but during Railroad Earth playing, one of the highlights of that night was when we were all dancing and singing and everything, and then we realized everybody's pointing up at the screen, and we saw you and your daughter down on the side of the stage dancing. I don't think Railroad Earth realized that the entire Red Rocks, all of a sudden, amphitheater was watching you and your daughter instead of the band for a moment, but it was the most precious thing ever to see that.
Oh, thank you. It was really special for us because we weren't sure what it looked like to have her there. We did, after luckily we were there for 3 days. So by day 3, we felt like we could manage a safe protocol for her to get in and out and stuff. And my other bandmate's kid too was there. We're going to spend some time with them in Mexico. It's been good to get the families back together again. And
it was good to see that.
Yeah.
Feels somewhat normal.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It was nice. Like for us, it was nice to be away from each other. But as we were watching our children grow old without each other, without, each other's children, that's what would be kind of a bummer sometimes. So we're correcting that absence and getting the kids together and stuff. It's been pretty great.
A lot less bummers in 22. That's what we'll say. Less bummers in 22.
That's the slogan.
Are you going with the whole family down to Mexico to get a little warmth?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good to see Annabelle back at work.
Yes.
Jumping up and down. And
yep. I spend a lot of time with her. She's a good friend of mine here. So
she's been really sweet to us, man. We spent some time with her in Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas Halloween
for Fish, and she's been in our corner, man. And it's good to see her back at it, and you guys going down there. Before we go, you guys are playing 3 nights, but you have a night off in between, right? Down there, is that right?
We play 2 nights, and then we play like a pool set on one of our days off.
Oh, that's so you get a chance to chill out and like relax and see music.
Yeah, I will get to see some music. It turns into running around and preparing with everybody's cross mingling. So it turns into a lot of work, which I'm very excited for. I picked up a set with some friends, Lindsay Lou and Andy Dunnigan from the Smokies, and myself are going to do a little thing with my bass player, Mike Devol. And just, that's all going to be really fun. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm jealous. You have the coolest job on the planet, man. Paul, it's good to meet you, man. And hopefully we get to say hi at Summit and things are a little more social. We can give you a high five and a hug, man.
Hug some strangers, man. That's what I'm on.
Yeah, man.
On, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Travel safe, man. And
thanks for doing this with us, Paul.
Brother.
Take care. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
it was a pleasure.
Talk to you soon, man. Later.
Look at all that's grown from the seeds we have planted. Think it's safe to say we won't take a single one for granted. Could all be gone in the blink of an eye. Can't stop the wheel no matter how hard we try. You can build a castle, but it crumbles to a cave. Funny how a monument looks just like a grave. Don't know what you're holding when it's right there in your hand. No matter where you're going, where you've been, you might wind up where you began. the ground. And when I hit, didn't even make a sound. You can build a castle, but it crumbles to a cave. Funny how a monument looks just like a grave. Don't know what you're holding when it's right there in your hand. No matter where you're going, where you've been, you might wind up where you began. Look at all that's grown in fallow fields forgotten. And look at all we learned from lessons never wanted. To answer when the man behind the curtain calls, open up the door, cut some windows in your walls. You can build a castle, but it crumbles to a cave. Funny how a monument looks just like a grave. Don't know what you're holding when it's right there in your hand. No matter where you're going, where you've been, you might wind up where you began.
And there you have it. What do you think?
I loved it.
Yeah. What do you think, Mel?
I absolutely loved it too.
What a sweet human being, man. And what a real dude. Like, he's not putting on any fucking airs for anybody. He was hanging out, having some wine and doing his thing. And it was really cool to get to talk to Paul. Thanks, man, for hanging out with us. That was really special for the three of us, brother. And, I know that the No Simple Road family dug it too. Hey now, No Simple Road family. It's Aaron.
Hey.
Welcome back.
It's Mel.
And it's Apple.
And it's Christmas. And here we are. We're all together by the digital fire. And isn't it nice and warm and cozy in here inside No Simple Road land? All of us in here.
With the digital fire. Oh.
You know what, man? I ain't even going to try and fucking front. This year is weird. This year is weird.
It's weird.
Christmas
Weird
time
year.
is weird this year.
Mm-hmm.
I had to create flounch.
It's like your weird cousin. You have to have them around because he's your cousin.
He's
so
always got like a booger in his nose.
Something's going on with that cousin, whether he's like has bad breath or like the booger. There's something, like
something wrong.
He's
Instead
a
of like
tattletale, whatever.
Instead of 2021, it's like 2020. What?
But it's like, go away. Like,
and he's about to go away.
He's about to go away.
I said this in the beginning of the show, at the top of the show, and this is my like Christmas wish for everybody out there, for real. Like
peace on earth.
No.
Oh.
I hope that whoever's listening to this is right where they want to be with who they want to be with in this moment today. And that this holiday doesn't suck for you. I hope that this year's holiday doesn't suck. I hope it's 1,000% better than last year and really memorable for all of you. Because you know what? The last 2 Christmases haven't been that much fun. And we deserve a fucking break, man. We, every single one of us that is listening to my voice right now, we all deserve a fucking to have our load lightened a little bit. It's been a long road.
Oh yeah,
and it hasn't been simple. Sorry, that was cheesy, but
wow,
it
Are you
has
being cheeky.
Yes, I'm being cheeky, but it's been weird, man. And
it's going to be in your bio.
What?
I'm cheeky.
And it's tough. And you know what? All of us need a break, and that's what the holidays are supposed to be. It's like that time for like the collective sigh of relief. Yeah, like that, man. So I just hope that it's not stressful this year for you, and that it's not about the gifts. It's about who you're with and where you're at, and that it's all good. And if it isn't, what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I just I think I mean, I like to think that people are thinking like we had a discussion early on this month about Christmas, and like the meaning has changed. Things have become more important that we're like, it's more important being with who you want to be with and everything like that than the consumerism of the gifts and everything. Like we all do that all the time. We're buying each other little tchotchkes, things, and more things to go on the shelves and stuff like that. And it's not the important thing is about being together and loving one another and stuff.
Spending good time together, not just in the same vicinity, like good time, whatever that means to you, you know, whether it's talking, whether it's just chilling, whether it's playing games, I don't know, like
and
make up your thing.
I ain't trying to start no shit out there in listener land, but I have to say this too. Just because people are part of your family doesn't mean that you have to put up with their shit. I'm going to say this and mean it. For all of you out there, I'm giving you permission this year. It's okay to not invite that asshole cousin of yours or to not put up with it this year. It's cool, man. We've all been through too much. You have like the hall pass of hall passes this year. It's plain and simple. Like there are people in our lives that don't work out sometimes, and it's okay. Yeah. It's cool. It's okay to like not have them there and tell them why.
Not enough of us were told that when we were younger, or not enough of us were taught how to handle those things. We just had to like endure.
And you thought because somebody was part of your family that
because they weren't going to go anywhere. You were, again, like I was talking about that cousin earlier, you're going to have, you know, your mom has a sister, and your mom and sister get together for their birthday. And so the sister's son comes, and that's the pain in the butt. And they're going to be in your life. So you like, too bad. You got to deal with it.
But here's the thing that nobody tells us when we're growing up. Once you're an adult and you have your own shit and your own family, you get to make the choice on who's around you. And that's a beautiful fucking thing. It really is. You don't have to endure that. And here's the flip side of all that. That beginning with a little saltiness, here's the sweetness on the flip side.
No way to start the Christmas episode, babe.
No, check it out. That means that you can have whoever you want around you.
Yeah.
Check that out.
And not enough of us were taught that either. Like, you know, in high school, think about high school. Like you don't want to be the unpopular kid. You want to be the kid with friends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we all want to have friends.
Yeah, we want to have friends. That's bare minimum, you know? We want to like have a positive experience. Somebody says I want to go to high school and it sucks.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
True.
Right? You're thinking the best, and I don't know why. I just kind of lost my train of thought there.
Well, I liked high school.
What?
Wow, guys.
You don't want to be the kid with no friends. What happened, Mel? Holy shit. All right. Merry Christmas. No, you know what?
I did talk to my therapist today.
Here's the deal, man. I say that because a lot of us feel a lot of pressure at the holidays, and I want to alleviate that for you this year. We've been through enough. It's okay to invite the people that you want around you and not invite the people that you don't. And here's the other thing, like Apple said about the consumerism thing. If there is a positive to COVID and quarantine and all the bullshit that we've all endured, it's a taking stock of what matters.
Yes.
And it is definitely not a new vacuum cleaner or blender or shoes.
Unless that's really what you truly need.
Well, you get what my point is.
Yes.
Like,
to me, it's about, it's not about that, because you can't take none of that with you. And time is valuable and life is short, and you can take good memories and love and all that.
Yep. And the memories and the experiences are what matters. And, you know, getting a present is fucking cool. I like presents just like the next guy. But
by no means have we quit accepting presents.
Absolutely
feel
not.
free to mail in whatever you want, man. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's for me, like growing up, I'll just talk about how my family was growing up. Like, it was always about the pile of presents under the Hanukkah bush of the tree. It was always about that. And it fucked me up.
When you say it was all about that, like, what do you mean? Who was about that?
Well,
how was
how
it?
did it fuck you up? Did you get the least gifts or something?
No, because when I got older and had my own family, I thought, there was pressure to, like,
you got to have a mountain.
Exactly. And Mel talked about that last week. Like, you know, it skewed my view on what this all is supposed to mean. And not for nothing, man. I don't subscribe to Judeo-Christian beliefs in the first fucking place, and I'm celebrating Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's why I made up Flounch, because at least that I could celebrate.
And Flounch is like a good grown-up holiday, because to me, Christmas has always been about kids.
Yes.
That's who it matters to. That's what it was created for that keeping that magic alive.
You want to go deeper, it's about you know
what I mean. The consumerism American Christmas thing, there's a whole lot of deep shit behind Saint Nick and all the other stuff, but it's about the kids.
Yep.
Kids is what makes it Christmas. Otherwise, they're the ones that get presents. There's no 3 or 4 year old going, you know what, kind of over the consumerism end of this. I don't want any toys. If you would get, it's about the kids. And how many of the presents under our tree are for Jasper? All of them.
I know.
A portion.
Oh, no. I just it's just funny because it grew and grew, and it was like, oh yeah, Jasper's getting
he's getting hooked up.
But that's about kids.
What about you, Mel? What was Christmas like at your house growing up?
I have a little scar about Christmas myself, because I was the one that always got all the presents. And then, like, my brother would be mean to me because I got more presents. Like, he'd be like, and not just him, but my cousins. Like, it was like embarrassing because I got the most presents.
And then you married me, and I'm like showering you with gifts because that's what I thought I was supposed to do.
Yeah. And so it was like embarrassing. Like, it kind of, I didn't want the attention. And then I'm like, so I'm supposed to buy the kids all this shit because it has to be equal to at least what I'm getting. Do you understand like where I'm coming from? So I'm like, Sydney and Simon can't have like 2 gifts each when I have 7. Like, that's not okay. So then I'm sitting here trying to compete with you, getting me things, and our fucking Christmas bill is through the roof, and the tree is covered with presents, and it was all bullshit. Like, there was some stuff, of course, that we got that was fun and good and all that, but like, looking back, it wasn't like, it was about the amount. It wasn't about I really want this XYZ thing, and so I'm going to get that thing, and then you get to play with it or take it apart or use it. With the Christmas stuff, it became about the amount and not about what was in the package.
It was the quantity, not the quality.
Yeah.
What about you, Apple?
I guess Christmas around my house was always up until about 11 when my mom and dad split and everything. It was it was just pure craziness. Going to the Apple household, to my grandpa Apple, who was fucking actually a clown. He was one of the original Keystone Cops. He was a strange dude. Weird, like those sad Buster Keaton clown crying on the wall, velvet paintings, stuff like that. Yeah, it was horrifying. A clown museum kind of thing. And then he became an accountant.
Oh, that's a nightmare museum.
But anyway, we would go there, and that was like a forced thing. It was having to go, all my cousins. It was the Christmas like you were describing earlier. It was all the cousins. It was family that half got along, this and that and everything. But, I mean, it was fun because I was a kid, and it was just pure chaos. And a lot of drinking and everything like that. And then it became, when it was me, my mom, and my sister, it became a lot more about the decorating and the festivity of it more than gifts.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool, man.
Do you remember that we used to we'd string popcorn some years?
I do remember
we'd hand paint ornaments. And to this day, I have a hard time. I haven't helped decorate the tree since we moved up here.
No.
To me, that's something I hold. That was something me, my mom, and my sister did, and that just kind of hit me now what I'm talking about, because that was our thing. Was making ornaments, everything like that, because you could do it cheaper. And then I know some people out there do, and some people don't. You guys did. And Santa Mouse.
What's that?
We always had Santa Mouse. There's a children's book out there about Santa Mouse, and Santa Mouse rides with Santa Claus on his sleigh. He's a little mouse, and he goes and he leaves a little tiny gift. He hides in the tree somewhere. So you got to, then that was one thing that me and my sister all the way up to like high school would get excited about. My mom would do a Santa Mouse gift and like stash it way back in the tree somewhere, and you had to go dig through the tree and find your little Santa Mouse present. So we had a Santa Mouse tradition.
I feel like you told me about this before.
Told us about that before. We would have totally done that.
No, I think you have told us about it before.
I have told you about it before. I think we did do it a couple years ago.
I think so too.
I don't remember.
I think you did it. I think
I did it for Sydney and Sign. I don't think we did it for everybody. Anyway, but Santa Mouse was a thing. It became a lot. It was a lot about like hanging out in the living room, doing arts and crafts and decorating.
That's
fun.
I'll tell you what, I feel like currently, like that was my childhood, but currently I feel like Christmas season, it's being redefined by everybody, so many people.
Not just us.
Yeah, it's not just us. It's going around. I've talked to several close friends that they're having a hard time because they're breaking out of their childhood tradition, which some of it was good, but some of it was like weird, like we just all said. And you get kind of lost in the buying of things and the sales and the stress, when really it's like what Apple was saying, was about being with your mom and sister and brother and hanging out and watching maybe a Christmas song or listening to a book on tape and stringing popcorn for your, like, just being together kind of thing.
Yeah. When we always did the old fashioned too. That was my mom. It was always the Mitch Miller sing along Christmas album, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra. We'd have those on record player, and she'd be playing, and that just always set the tone. And then we'd usually watch like the old school,
It's a Wonderful Life,
mm-hmm. Miracle on 34th Street, with like those old. It was like old tradition.
Damn. Yeah, it's weird how holidays are so seminal in growing up in your life,
mm-hmm.
in people's lives, and how it means something different to all of us.
Yeah, it varies to.
And we find consensus when you have a family and you and your wife get together, and whatever that meant to you, you're like mashing these two worlds together. And now that we're sitting here talking about it, you and I have never sat down and talked about this before. Like, what did Christmas mean to me growing up? And
Absolutely
what did it mean
not.
to you? Like, that's important
Yeah.
to know, like, the foundational beliefs of your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a trip. I never thought about that before. Like, just doing stuff because you did it before. And that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like I'm doing what I want to do or what I believe in. I'm doing what I was taught or what has always been done. And I've taken a look, 2021 was good for that, was taking stock of what is in your life. Like, not what my fantasy of what I want to be like. It's like, what is going on in your life? And I took stock and I was like, that's not true. It's not a good belief to keep, and it's working out now. Like these conversations with my therapist, I'm talking about it. Like it just with my friends, I'm talking about it. So it's like a personal and an exterior, not problem, but issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I guess this is the time that it would be worked out because you wouldn't be thinking about it otherwise. I mean,
true.
Even down to like what you eat for Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, you always have ham or whatever it is. Why? Is that what you like? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it stems back to that consumerism, consumerism. Buy the ham, buy the turkey for, Thanksgiving.
What if on Christmas Eve we made bomb ass filet mignons and some baked potatoes?
Or if you had pizza.
Yeah.
DIY pizzas or.
No, I am doing the traditional Christmas goose again.
See?
I know you guys don't like the goose meat,
eggnog.
But
boring.
Yeah.
No, I'm down. Yeah, we already decided that steaks. I want a big fat tomahawk ribeye though.
It just, question everything, right?
Yeah.
That applies to this for sure, this holiday season. And I don't want to be morbid and be like, F Christmas, nothing like that.
No.
But also it's like, when you're growing out of something, it's those genes that from when you were a little kid, but now you have a grown up body. They still will button, but they do not belong on you anymore. It's growing out of something.
You're all uncomfortable and can't wait to get them off as soon as the thing and the festivity's over.
Like wearing them because your mom said you had to.
Yeah, we don't fit in these pants anymore. At least I don't fit in these pants anymore, and I think that's why I was like because I had a little bit of a hard week. Just maybe it was just yesterday on solstice.
It was just yesterday.
It was just yesterday, but that's how it feels. When you think back on it.
I had a hard hour,
week.
and now the whole week was fucked.
Well, it did today. Well, until yesterday, kind of we all agreed it kind of sucked yesterday, but it's been weird building up the holidays, and that's the thing. Last year, I didn't do Santa. This year, no Santa.
Yeah, Jasper's not coming. So.
Yeah, the things are just kind of weird. It's hard to be happy and jolly when you can't.
Well, look,
interact the way Santa's supposed to, like I used to do.
Yeah.
Let's define the elephant in the room.
What?
The pressure from the media this year is extreme, and going into the holiday season, there's a lot of noise out there, around
about like congregating and
that
getting together,
and just the whole, all of it, the COVID and traveling and everything that's going on right now with numbers and blah blah blah, and it adds a unique layer to everything that's going on. We all have like we've been talking about, we all have our own trip with holidays and what they mean and blah blah blah, and then you add the stress of all that shit into it, and there's a pressure in the collective unconsciousness right now, the collective consciousness and unconsciousness right now. There is a definite pressure. Can't think of a better descriptor for that.
We're all trying to be normal, but it's not normal.
It's like, yeah, Merry Christmas. Fun. Woo,
and I'm not hating on the people that really are just chugging away and doing their thing and
love
go
you,
for it,
Hell
man.
yeah.
I am down with you, but I like to think I'm one of those people too, but I'd be having my breakdowns, and I'm like, the pressure sometimes is too freaking much. It's just the constant barrage of hearing about things or things having to be a consideration. And I know that I'm in a situation where I have it well and good, better than a lot of people. So I understand that, but we're all in this same life
We're
together.
all in it together, yeah.
And it's affecting everybody at different paces and different speeds.
It's also a very real thing to feel fatigue from thinking about all this shit.
Yeah, we're
going on 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that's a long time to have your feet to the fire, proverbially. And,
year 3 is going to be just how it is. It's not going to be from that anymore. It's going to be, it's like, that's just how it is now.
Yeah. So we're all getting used to this thing together. We're all frogs in a pot of boiling water dealing with the boiling. And I think talking about it helps. I know it does for me. Like, I had my little fucking freak out today at work and lost my mind for a half hour, and Mel had to like reel me back in with a giant like sport fishing rod as I was floating away into the sky.
I just picture in my head like Jerry Maguire or something. You're like, who's going with me?
No,
start my own business.
No, I
no, I know. That's what I'm just saying. That's what I pictured in my adult brain.
I spoke sense during a meeting today, and
how dare you?
I know,
sir.
everybody was like, the comment after I was done was like, "Why are you speaking common sense?" And then they moved on with the meeting. Yeah, that happened.
Thanks for the logic there, Spot.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, man, point being, that's the elephant in the room, and let's just acknowledge it and hold each other's hands through all this shit that's going on, and love each other and do the best we can, and try and define these moments that are special in the most meaningful way possible, so that moving forward, they are what they're supposed to be.
What are they
special?
Supposed to be?
Right? Not just another one. We are not DJ Khaled.
Another one.
We are not DJ Khaled.
I'll hang out with DJ Khaled.
No, just.
I want him on the show. That's my dream guest.
Really? You said your dream guest was Snoop Dogg.
Well, okay. Number 2, DJ Khaled.
So yeah, man,
he's gonna be another one.
Come on, Mel.
Sorry.
You
couldn't let that go.
I can't.
I want all of you guys out there listening to know that we love you guys, and you sometimes are the best parts of our week, bar none. Like the emails and the comments and the DMs and all of it. It's
the interaction.
Yeah, man.
Just all of it, how it happens.
That connection with you guys has been the glue that has kept our shit together through the past couple of years. And I just want to say, as we go into Christmas as a No Simple Road family, that you guys all have been the biggest blessing in the past 2 years for us. You have made sure that we made it through, and you've given us a purpose and a reason and a mission every week to get on here and air our shit with you guys and figure things out and go through all this together as a family. And without it, I would have completely gone postal by now. And I am so fucking grateful for you guys, like for real, from the heart. And it's just a podcast and, whatever, but
it's not just a podcast at this point anymore. I would have to agree with you maybe in the beginning of 2017, but it's not just a podcast anymore. I think I was thinking about while you were just talking right now.
You didn't let me finish.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's just a podcast, but I saw something a couple of weeks ago. It was like a meme or something. And it said, it's not weird to feel like you know your podcast hosts. And no, it's not. And it's also not weird for the podcast host to feel like you know your audience on the flip side. So each and every one of you guys is part of who we are and has helped us, whether you've spoken to us or not. Just by adding your energy to listening to the show, you've done something for us. So I hope that we've reciprocated that back to you guys, man. What were you going to say, Mel? They can't hear you shaking your head.
I know. I'm shaking my head because I don't know what I was going to say. It's not that easy for me to remember, especially in the moment, babe.
Really?
I had...
Well,
okay. I saw a girlfriend today, and she gave me some handcrafted whiskey from her sister-in-law, like small batch. I don't really drink, but I took a shot of this whiskey because it's from her sister, and I wanted to,
It's fucking Christmas. Let's go.
And then I took a good hit before I came in, and so it just kind of turned me out a little bit.
So your train is like on
yeah.
one
So
track.
I'm here. I'm definitely here, but at the same time, my train of thought might not.
Okay. Apple,
What?
you're up.
For what?
Finish
Take us home,
What do
brother.
you want me to do?
I don't know, something.
or take us
Oh,
somewhere.
I was gonna say, like, wait, on the cuff of what you were saying there, and like nothing for nothing. The last 2 years has been craziness, unprecedented shit we've all been through. But at least this year, music came back.
Amen,
live
brother.
music, and we got to start getting out there and seeing old friends and family and listeners.
Yeah.
We got to meet a lot of new ones. We met so many new friends and listeners and stuff when we went to Red Rocks and the Gorge. And that's the thing I'm really thankful for too. I mean, you talk about getting back to shows and going to everything we went to is awesome. We went to the Gorge. We went to Red Rocks. We were at Horning's Hideout. I mean, we went to our favorite venues. Then you guys are going to MSG for New Year's and everything. I mean, talk about doing it right. Even on a normal, like if it was like 2017 or something, but coming out of COVID, going and hitting all those venues, like couldn't ask for more.
Mm-mm.
And the bands with Fish, what they did, Greensky Bluegrass, like you just listened to Paul and you heard how much they have become, how much they mean to us as a family and how bonding they have been for us to really get into and see 4 times this year. Just so thankful for that. And like Aaron said, and so thankful for all of you out there, because something like that, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
No,
it's, you know, you help this. It keeps growing, and we feel that love every time we go to a show. We meet new people, and that's a lot.
This is what I have to say about Aaron had asked me before you got home, Apple, what gifts has the No Simple Road family given you this year? And I just been thinking about that, and No Simple Road has given me the gift of family. They, like, when I think back and I was looking back, I sent out some Christmas cards and just of a couple of the things that we've done to some of our, you know, No Simple Road family. I'm thinking we're spending so much time with these people. I think about Jason and Audrey and Tiffany and Ben and Cody and Bree and
Jen and Brady
and Diana and Billy even, and Nate and Megan and Chris and John B and the contest winners and Amy, and like that's
PJ and Buzz.
Yes.
And then when we could keep going, I mean, the list
so
of people.
All these people were an integral part, Jack and Lil's integral part to 2021 for us.
Yeah. Coley.
Yes. I think that despite all the shit that we had to deal with and endure, and I still are, and change, that the family all over the country was such a comfort to me, in the fact that, like, I'm home wherever I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah. The No Simple Road family helped us polish the 2021 turd to a high shine.
Absolutely. I don't even see 2021 like that shitty. Yes, I do, of course, but like that's not my first thought. It's like we did it up as much as we possibly did.
Second half of 2021, we partied our asses off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is comforting what you just said too. We do, like, we could go anywhere in this country and we have listener, well, except for South Dakota.
And Rain, I didn't mean to leave you out
Dakota.
either.
Or is it North Dakota? North Dakota.
And I think we have a listener there now. So
yeah, we're cool. But it's cool to know the mycelial network is across the entire country.
It's comforting as heck.
Wherever we go, there is a family member waiting there to show us around and hang out and
it was
be together.
That moment when Nate was like, Mel, when we dropped down into Colorado.
Oh, when we got out on the airplane, yeah.
Like, my brother came to pick me up.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
And then freaking John B. picking, like, at the hotel door. Like, it was nothing short of a miracle. having the family.
It was a Christmas miracle.
It was
August.
a Christmas miracle all year long with the family.
Yeah. And, I asked you that question. What has the No Simple Road family gotten you for Christmas?
I didn't give you that answer earlier.
No, but, excuse me. I had said to you, like, and this sounds cheesy, but it's not. Friendship is the thing that they got me. Like,
that's not cheesy. People need friends more than ever.
People, and believe me, this is not a complete list, but this is like the first people that come to mind right now is like Nate and John and Cody and Buzz and PJ, and there's people that I'm in contact with often, and like Will from Escaper, and being in touch with those people and going through this shit together and the happy stuff. I've learned at a really late date, because I'm 50 now, like, I think I should have known better how to be a good friend up until this point. But these people have shown me how to be a better friend by being that for me.
Yeah.
And it's I remember my dad, before he passed away, one of the pearls of wisdom that he dropped was, if a man has one good friend in his life, he's wealthy. And I have several. And it's because of the show and the people that listen. And that's immeasurable. So thanks, you guys. You mean the world.
And I got to say, too, because I don't say this enough. Once in a while I do. Thank you to the entire Oregon cannabis community.
Aww.
Because I am constantly blown away by how many of you thank me. You're my vendors. We do business together since I'm inventory manager for 2 dispensaries. But the connection I've made with like the gang over at Crop Circle Chocolates, Jeremiah, Rebecca, Todd, love you guys. You've been supporters for years. All the guys at Happy Cabbage, Garrett and the gang at Garden First Cannabis. I mean, the list goes on. There's a lot of you that I've told about the podcast. You're not really into the music we're into and stuff like that, but you give it a listen. A lot of people in cannabis industry are out on the road, or they're in a grow all day long. And, a lot of times it's something playing on the radio, or you got earbuds in, and so many of you pass your days by listening to us and give me feedback. And I so appreciate being in the cannabis community, first of all, and to be able to be entertainment, and for you to allow us into your ear holes, like we always say, and enjoy it. And I constantly am blown away by how many people in the cannabis community in Oregon listen to our show and give me feedback.
Hell yeah.
That's
I love
awesome.
you
That's
all.
dope. Get
Hell
it?
yeah.
Get it.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I get it. Dope, man. Oh,
Anyway,
It's just,
where's my bike?
I
dude?
feel like this is the count your blessings portion. We
Yeah.
kind of went heavy into the Christmas meaning and all that, but this is to say that I have not lost faith in humanity, no matter how divided the country and the world continues to get. I still will believe that people will be good to each other, and that we can have resolve somewhere along the line, down the line, in a moment, like however we can get it. And the generosity and the love and attention that the No Simple Road family gives, like you said, with the DMs and sending us random songs, and just the sweetness, like, it blows me away every time still, and hasn't stopped since we started.
And I like what you said, that like the humanity, kind of the same thing, that like we're in charge. The people are trying to control humanity.
Yeah, man.
Is the
we
issue.
Can still
we
be real.
can still do what we want, and we're doing it.
I was DMing with Ash from Paracosmic a while back, and
Shout out, Ash.
Yeah, what's up, Ash? One of the songs that comes to mind when we're talking about all this, that Ash and I were talking about, is the Sisters and Brothers by Jerry Garcia Band. I wish that I could play it for you all right now and not get copyright slapped for it. But yeah, when this episode is over, put on Sisters and Brothers.
5 seconds of it or something like
I
that?
can pay 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
I wanna say to my sisters and my brothers, keep the faith. When the storm flies and the wind blows, go on at a steady pace.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. He says it so well.
Better than anybody.
He just has a way. Yeah, I wish I could play the whole thing for you guys, but you know,
Go listen to it.
Yeah, go. That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
you got hands. Go do it. Go listen. You got ears. Go check it out. If you've never heard that one, it'll make you tear up because it makes me tear up every freaking time I listen to it lately. It's like it's almost like he knew what was going to happen or what was going down, and is speaking to you from the past about the future where you're at right now. Grateful Dead has a way of doing that. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
No one knows, but they all know.
Yeah. So I don't know how this got all heavy, but
it's just a heavy time of year. My counselor today or therapist today said, I have to sneeze. Sorry.
Bless you.
He said that this is the most triggering time of year for people.
It's the most triggering time of the year.
Yeah, he's like,
people are assholes and things are all driving like nuts. Oh.
Yeah, what Apple said. It's true. We're stressed out. We're like, have all these expectations. We're racing around. And then we also have our normal responsibilities too. Like they don't just go away because it's Christmas time.
So I still got to tie my shoes.
Yeah, so we're adding all these extra activities, but not all this extra time. And so we're stressed out. It's hard.
Well, let's, as a family, hold hands together around the digital fire and collectively breathe in through our noses and out through our mouths. Take a moment of pause and reflection.
I messed it up. I breathed in through my nose.
And you also talk through the pause.
Yeah, you ruined the whole thing. Oh, Apple. No, man. Seriously, though, this should be a moment of just taking it easy, man. That's what this episode's all about. We talked to Paul. We hung out together and dug into what Christmas means a little bit. We talked about what we're grateful for. And, you know, those are good things. And it gets everything out on the table. And then we could start fresh tomorrow. And that's what we do. We keep going. And I mean, look, we got a brand new year. The calendar is about to roll over into a brand new, fresh year.
There is.
And there is a clean slate for anything to happen. And we absolutely are the manifestors of our own reality. So collectively, let's just manifest a lot of beautiful music in the new year and togetherness and having fun and good shit, man.
Yeah, there's things to look forward to already.
Man.
We already got things on the calendar.
Yep. Me and Mel are going to MSG in a few days.
Whoa.
And we'll see all of you there who are going to be there. And then we got Goose in February and
Tool in
Pigeons
January.
playing ping pong and what else? The Skull and Roses Festival.
Skull and Roses. All kinds of things being announced.
And all the lineup for Northwest String Summit will be announced in the coming weeks. And we are the official podcast of that. And I mean, there's all kinds of good stuff going to happen in 2022. So
yay.
Let's go into it as a family and spend this Christmas together with happy hearts. And
what was that?
Calm minds.
It's my nose.
Oh,
my sinuses. I just went. It whistled.
Yeah, it did whistle. I was like, "What
it
is
wanted
that?"
to know that it is part of the No Simple Road family too.
Yeah, thanks everybody for being part of our family and for unwrapping your Paul Christmas gift and listening to us talk and work out our Christmas woes and highs also.
No Simple Road got you Greensky Bluegrass for Christmas. I'm just saying. That's
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool, Bus.
Yeah. At least we got a portion. A fifth.
Pretty cool, Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Paul.
Yeah.
And tune in next week for our 16-hour recap podcast that will be getting even heavier.
Oh, shit. That's
well,
right.
It's true. It's the
usually
end of the
our
year.
year. Yeah, it's kind of our year in review, and that's always fun.
Well, we are going to get a couple of episodes next week, I have a feeling. Because we're
going to have my uncle on the show.
We have Lone Tree that we need to get out.
Yeah.
Karina Reichman that we
Yeah.
need to get out. She hit me up and was like, when's the episode coming out? So, and
Jamel,
Lone Tree did the same thing.
Again, talking
yeah.
about his first Dead
Oh,
Company
wow.
show.
We have really good content coming for you guys
we
in
have a lot.
22, y'all. So
We had Sponge on over to the house. We got them backed up.
we even are going to have an interview with Darwin in 2022. I'm just saying. So hold on to your hats, folks. Everybody,
It's like, what?
we love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Right on for all of you celebrating Flounch. And Happy
Right
New
on.
Year.
Yeah, whatever your celebration is.
Yeah. Even if
May
you
it
haven't
be the
made one up
best.
yet.
Happy Solstice. What else?
Festivus for the rest of us.
The MSG for those of you. We'll see you there. And
Yeah.
we'll be back next week with a bunch of stuff and things. Not more, but a bunch more. So we love you, and we'll see you soon. And be nice to each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. Hydrate.
Ho, ho, ho.
And Holy Blankenstein. Don't doubt me.
Like twist and turn, the mission turn, and it's a journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hell of me has been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a new born. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? One simple road. My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hi, this is Henry Kay, host of the #1 music history podcast, Rootsland. Come with me on a journey to Kingston, Jamaica, where we explore the world of reggae music and the untold stories of some of the genre's greatest legends. From the ghettos and tenement yards where the music was born, to the island's iconic recording studios. We are so excited to team up with Osiris Media, the leading storyteller in music, because as you'll hear, sometimes the story is the best song.